We had a forecast that showed cold temperatures overnight and into today. They were a little mixed on the timing and amount of precipitation, so we took a conservative approach and deployed all 60 trucks at 10 o'clock last night and laid down salt and sand on the streets. We did experience some flash freezing on some of the elevated roadways, and so it was a good thing that we did have some salt and sand down. Unfortunately, at around 3 to 5 o'clock, depending on where you were, a lot of precipitation came down fairly heavy and washed some of that treatment off the road, so we essentially started over in some of the areas of the city. We've at 8 o'clock, we've changed our shift over to another 60 trucks, 60 drivers. We will be continuing 24/7 until we get on top of the weather event, and the roads are starting to shape up a little bit now. It takes us about a full 8 hours to get completely through all of our routes, but it appears that a lot of those routes are in fairly safe, travelable condition. We'll stay on it until they are as safe as we can make them.
I know a lot of USD 259 schools, I guess, are not in session. Has that helped with not having a lot of traffic on the roads?
Well, we do benefit from lighter traffic loads. Of course, unfortunately, this event hits just about the time of the rush hour, so just about the worst time you can be trying to get the roads under condition. And the freezing rain, that is about the most difficult type of event for us to react to. Having the school districts, some of them closed, may reduce some of that traffic, but so many of the people just getting back and forth to work still puts a lot of traffic on the roads.
Now, can you tell us how long are you guys going to be doing the 12-hour shifts?
Until the conditions improve, and so we could find that by this late afternoon that the conditions are good enough that we could scale down, but we will continue to have people out on patrol looking for problem areas and addressing them, and particularly our elevated roadways. There's also the problem of melt and refreeze, and so we want to make sure we identify those areas and apply treatment. So it may not be at the full 60 truck scale, but we'll probably continue our action into the foreseeable future.
I know that the next round is possibly coming between Wednesday night and Thursday morning. What is the game plan for that?
Same sort of a thing. We'll have people on call and available, and we'll be flexible in terms of our reaction. It depends on when the precipitation actually comes, and we want to make sure that to the extent we can, we get some material down on the roads. But an event where you have rain and then freezing and turning to ice, that's difficult because the rain tends to wash away the material off of the streets.
Talk about the difficulties. I mean, we're going from overnight last night into today, and then possibly another event Wednesday night. There's not much room for getting the job done and getting, I guess, the streets safe. Is that a challenge?
It is a challenge. Like I say, if you lay material down and then it washes away before a flash freeze, that's the most difficult kind of a condition for us to respond to. The key for us is to keep people on call, have them available to respond, and then to be flexible in the timing and type of our reaction to the event.
What's it like for your crews to go out and essentially, from what I saw, it looked like they were trying to plow those ice pellets off of the road. I mean, how do they do that? How does that work?
Well, normally you try to lay down the salt and sand, even if you've got some ice pellets on the road. That is our best defense. With a little bit of traffic and the daytime, it seems to get down to bare pavement the fastest. But if you get a certain amount on the road, then you really need to plow it off. And so we'll kind of react to those areas where it seems to be a little bit deeper and not being dissipated quite as much, and we'll put the plows down. We've already started that on this shift.
All right, good morning. Welcome to the Wichita Police Department Interwatch. Appreciate everybody being here today with us. We are going to provide an update on missing Lucas Hernandez. I want to start with that this morning. Have some other cases to talk about as well, but we will start with an update on Lucas Hernandez. We continue to reach out to our community and ask if they have any information regarding the whereabouts of Lucas Hernandez, to please call our tip line. Again, that number 316-383-4661. We appreciate the outpouring of support from the community and the tips we have received already. This is very important as we continue into day 3 of looking for 5-year-old Lucas Hernandez. We have received numerous tips come in, and each tip is reviewed and assigned to an investigator for follow-up. We understand it is frustrating for the public to want to do more. However, the community can best help us by sharing the information on their social media pages and providing tips to us. These tips are invaluable to our investigation. We have upwards to 100 personnel assigned working this case at any given time. Information received by investigators have led them to search areas of Chisholm Trail Park and Dr. Glenn Day Park in northeast Wichita, and also Harrison Park in southeast Wichita, as well as a thorough search of Lucas's neighborhood. The large-scale searches have been organized grid searches, and we have utilized horses, canines, and drones during these operations. As we enter the 3rd day of searching for Lucas, I want to again remind everyone he was last seen wearing black sweats, white socks, and a gray shirt with a bear on it. It was Saturday, February 17th at approximately 6:15 when officers were dispatched to a lost juvenile call at his residence in the 600 block of South Edgemore. Officers contacted his 26-year-old female stepmother, who reported last seeing Lucas in his bedroom at approximately 3 p.m.
You've talked about how this, up until this point, has not been an Amber Alert. Do you have anything at this point that has developed into something where you feel like anything is criminal in nature or anything along those lines?
We continue to investigate each and every tip that comes in. It'd be premature for me to go into the details of the investigation, but we're just asking right now, we're trying to find Lucas Hernandez, and we're asking the community to call in tips and assist us with that.
You said Harrison Park was one. When did you guys?
That was yesterday afternoon, late afternoon.
Was that after Glen? You guys went to Glendale?
Yes.
Okay. You know how long you guys were out there searching?
I don't have a specific time of how long they were out there, but they did do a search at that location yesterday afternoon.
But you guys going to be out searching today, even though it's snowy, cold?
Information we have received, there is some areas that investigators will be searching. I don't have those locations currently, but we'll continue to search regardless of the weather conditions and trying to locate Lucas.
Now, right now, obviously, you guys still consider him missing. When does it come to the point where it's not searching for a missing boy and it's a recovery?
Right. At this point, through our investigation, information received, we're still searching for a missing 5-year-old little boy. And that's why we continue to plea and ask for our community, if they saw somebody running with no shoes on a couple of days ago, or they saw something suspicious, saw something out of place that they think might be related to this case, please call us. Again, the tip line 383-4661. Those tips are invaluable. Those tips are helping us in our investigation. We assign those tips. We are thoroughly looking at each and every one of those as we continue to try to locate this missing child.
And he said, I mean, obviously, tips have helped you guys get to search various places. Do you know how many tips you guys have gotten in, or is it just constant?
I don't have an exact number. We have received numerous tips, and we're continuing to get tips currently.
And again, you went over a little bit briefly about how this all works with the tip line. I mean, obviously, do you guys investigate every tip that comes in, or
Sure.
you said maybe?
Yeah, it comes in. They document these tips that are coming in of the information, and then they are assigned to investigators that then go out and follow up by in person, by however we need to. They follow up however we need to on each of these tips that are received.
How many people are working the tip line? Is it just one person who then siphons it out to investigators?
There's approximately 100 people assigned working this case at any given time. Some of those are answering tips. Some of those are doing other searches, things of that nature, but there's upwards around 100.
How taxing is this on the department with 100 people being assigned?
Sure.
To
It is taxing. It is taxing. However, we have partners. The FBI, again, is assisting us with investigators. They have assisted us with their CARD team, the Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, Sedgwick County Sheriff. So we have also had additional resources come and help us in this investigation as well.
Have there been, what other agencies have joined in besides, obviously, the FBI card team?
The FBI card team, Sedgwick County Sheriff's Department has assisted us. We've utilized our canines. We've utilized our mounted unit. We've even utilized a drone.
Charlie, yesterday there were a couple of national news outlets that actually had his picture posted.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Is that something the FBI does, or have you guys sent that thing out?
We've put that information out to media in our region. We put the information out on our Facebook, our Twitter, and we appreciate each and everybody who shares that information as we continue to try to locate Lucas.
You talked about this briefly, but can you explain why the police department and all the other agencies assisting do not want the public to go out and search right now, even though they want to?
Right. I understand that the community truly wants to help, and we appreciate that. It's not that we don't appreciate it. However, through the information that we have through our investigation, we have the adequate resources that we need currently to search the areas that we need to search. Again, these were organized grid searches, so we continue to utilize the resources that we need. And again, horses, drones, canines. So we're able to do that. The best thing the community can do to help us, again, share this information on their Facebook, social media, Twitter pages. And if they have any information, no matter how small or how insignificant they think it might be, please call us. Again, 383-4661. Our goal and our focus is to locate Lucas.
And can you say whether the family at this point is cooperating with the investigation?
Yes, the family is cooperating with us, yes.
Now, I know yesterday we touched briefly on it, but you said the family was known to police in some way. Can you talk about that in any more detail?
Right. It'd be premature for me to discuss that in any more detail at this point, but we have had police contact with the family in the past.
And do we know if it's criminal nature?
Again, it'd be premature for me to try to discuss that at this point in the investigation.
Also, do we know if any DCF involvement or Child Protective Service involvement has gone on with Lucas, the family in the past?
Right. I'll refer you to DCF for a statement from DCF.
And one more time, I know that the report came in on Saturday at 6:15 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Do we suspect that this child went missing on that Saturday or prior to this past Saturday?
That is the information that's been reported to us. Again, investigators are going through each and every bit of information they receive. Our goal, again, try to locate Lucas. And that's, I know, on the hearts and minds of many people across this country. It's on the hearts and minds of many investigators here in the city of Wichita and our community. So please call us if you have any information. We truly could use the community's assistance. 383-4661 is our tip line. All right, just a couple other cases that I will go over this morning as well. First one is going to be from last night, the aggravated battery of a firearm, where the SWAT team was called out. This happened in the 1700 block of South Hydraulic, approximately 2:40 yesterday afternoon. On Monday, February 19th at approximately 2:40, officers responded to a shooting call at the C-Store gas station at Harry and Hydraulic. Upon arrival, they made contact with a 50-year-old male who had a gunshot wound to his arm and his chest. The victim was taken to an area hospital for medical treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Through the investigation, it was learned that the victim had been shot by a known 49-year-old male after an argument over food. Officers followed a blood trail to a residence in the 1700 block of South Hydraulic. The Wichita Police Department Special Weapons and Tactics team was activated to check the residence for the suspect due to the violent actions of what was reported. The suspect was not located inside of the residence, and officers and investigators are continuing to work to try to locate the suspect regarding this incident. We do ask if anyone has any additional information on this case. They can call Crime Stoppers 267-2111 or Detectives 268-4407.
You say this individual is known to authorities or known to this 50-year-old man, and is he an employee of the store?
The victim is not an employee of the store, and the suspect and the victim are known to each other, yes.
Do we know what, so the argument was over what type of food, what happened?
It was over food at this point. We're still it's still an active investigation, but at this point in our investigation, we know that there was an argument over some food, which led to a shot being fired.
So you said the officers followed blood trail to the residence on South Hydraulic. So was that from the victim, or was the suspect also hurt?
We haven't made contact with the suspect, so I don't know of any injuries on the suspect. But The victim obviously left the location of where it occurred and went to the gas station where authorities were called.
So the actual shooting didn't happen inside the C-store?
Correct. It happened at a residence. He arrived at the C-store asking for assistance.
And you're still looking for that 49-year-old male?
That's correct. All right, also want to talk about a fatality accident from early this morning, case number 18C11168. Again, occurred about 2:30 this morning. On Tuesday, February 20th, at approximately 2:30 a.m., officers were responding to the area of Central and Webb in reference to a suicidal individual. A 64-year-old female had contacted 911 to report her 36-year-old son was suicidal and driving a Tahoe at a high rate of speed in the area of Central and Webb. Officers responded and observed the Tahoe in the area of Central and Webb, and they did attempt to stop the vehicle, but the driver accelerated and refused to stop for officers. The short pursuit was quickly disregarded due to the high speeds and also the road conditions at the time. The driver of the Tahoe continued eastbound on Central and struck the concrete wall of the tunnel beneath the Beechcraft runway, and the vehicle caught fire. The driver of the vehicle was pronounced deceased on the scene. He is identified as Ryan Hendricks, Hendrix. He is a 36-year-old male of Wichita, Kansas.
His mother, was she nearby? I guess.
I'm not sure where she was at, but she is the one that notified authorities. Also, regarding the fatality accident on Saturday, February 17th at approximately 11:20 in the morning, officers responded to an injury accident at 119th West in Beaumont. The investigation showed that a funeral procession was southbound on 119th Street, and northbound vehicles were stopped, showing their respect for this funeral procession. A 31-year-old male driver in a green minivan was traveling northbound, failed to stop for the stopped vehicles, and rear-ended a small red sport utility vehicle occupied by a 59-year-old female driver and her mother. The 59-year-old driver unfortunately succumbed to her injuries on the scene. The mother and the male driver were taken to an area hospital for medical treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. The Wichita Police Department critical accident team responded to assist in this investigation. The victim is identified as Karen Capps, C-A-P-P-S, a 59-year-old female, not of Wichita. And that is the second fatality accident of 2018.
Charlie, you know if there's any charges pending against the other driver?
The case will be presented to our district attorney's office.
Do you have a case number for that one?
Yes. 10613. 10613. I believe I did send something out on that this weekend as well. And in regards to Alan King being here with Public Works, the roads are slick. The emergency accident reporting plan is in effect. So if you are involved in an accident, there is no damage that disables your vehicle, there's no major injuries, and you can safely move the vehicles. Please exchange information. You can get accident reports at any local Quick Trip, any local police station, any local Quick Shop, or you can report it on the Wichita Police Department app. Go to any app store, search Wichita Police Department, you'll see our logo, download it there, and you can report that on the app as well. And also, if there's no alcohol involved, you can utilize these things during the ERP, Emergency Accident Reporting Plan.
The woman who died in the crash on the west side, Karen Capps, you said she's not from Wichita?
Correct.
Can you tell us where she is from?
Valley Center, Kansas.
Charlie, do you have an update on the shooting in the Dillon's parking lot? Monday morning.
I sent some information out on that, I believe, yesterday, and I don't have any additional information or updates on that case. Still ongoing investigation as we continue to learn all the circumstances of what occurred.
Is there any updates too on the Parkdale shooting, the one involving father-son? I think that happened last Thursday.
I don't have any updates today.
The Dillon's parking lot one, officers were out there again today. Was that for that same investigation?
I'm not sure. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, appreciate everybody being here for our briefing today. Please be safe. It is cold and it is slick. Please be safe as you go throughout your travels today. Thank you.